The new temperature sensor, the two-piece harness again. Right here is the sensor, and now GM has went back to the two-piece design, which should make it much easier to correct. You don't have to drop the valve body to put this in, so we'll do that right now. All right, guys. I always start off. I'll take the Mighty Vac air-powered extractor, and I'll just stick it in where the dipstick would go if it had one, but it's just got a plug. It's got a plug that goes down in the hole. I'll get a better video of that. But what you see here, this is not a drain plug. This is a fill plug. So in order to minimize the mess here, you know, I'll suck as much fluid as I can out of it before starting the job, and then I'll also lower the transmission pan down in the front and try to get any remaining that's in there. And it's still a messy job. You get it, you know, all over the floor and all that stuff, but just part of it. So we're going to be replacing the filter today and the transmission harness. So stay tuned. All right, so I've got this little Makita inch. It's a 1/4 inch little driver here, and I'll use that with either the deep well and a small extension or the 10mm swivel. And this swivel will allow me to get over here at the exhaust pipe without having to remove the exhaust pipe or anything like that. So let's get this pan loose here. Oh, I bumped the camera. Alright, now here's the swivel. You'll see me pull it out right there above the exhaust. Didn't have to take anything else off. So I did that. I'll do that on each side, and then I'll switch back to the deep well straight socket. And we're going to leave one bolt in the back so I can lower the front without it just falling. So we're going to do that. I'm going to show you that right here too. If you don't have like a way to suck the fluid out of the transmission, you can loosen this and just kind of pour it out into your drain pan or something like that. Just need to, you know, kind of be careful because it gets messy. Kind of catching on this line bracket right here in the front, so I'm gonna just kind of get it past that. Alright, and there's enough room there for me to get the little sucker straw in there. Alright, so now we're going to take this last 10mm bolt out of the pan. Alright, so now I've got a pry bar here. It's probably, I don't know, probably about 36 inches. And I'm just going to pry down on the exhaust right here. Just enough. I'm going to slide the pan out with one hand. So hopefully this goes as planned. Here you can see the filter. This is the transmission filter. We're going to pull that down and expose this wiring harness we got to change. There we go. Alright, in my previous video, if you watched it, you will notice that this harness here is 2 pieces and the replacement harness was 1 piece. Since then, GM has come out with the 2-piece again, so we can get this, just this piece here that has the temperature sensor, which is right here. We can get just that. So at this point we don't have to drop the valve body, we don't have to do anything else. So we're here, so we're just going to unplug all the connectors. You know, don't matter where you start. Alright, this is a Christmas tree here. There we go. I've got my little pocket screwdriver here, and these connectors here, they got a little push-in tab. You can see that or not. They're dummy proof. They will only go back one way. So they are 3 little tabs that hold this harness in place. Where's that last one? That's right here. So you got 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna squeeze those with needle nose, and they'll just come right out. So here we got the needle nose pliers. They're nothing special. You'll see there's like 2 tabs. There we go. We got 2 more tabs right here. The last 2 tabs right here. And then this one jumped back in. There we go. So that's it. So that's the old one. Much simpler than having to drop the valve body and deal with that. So I like it. Alright, so this is our new our wiring harness here. You can see our new temperature sensor right here. There's your part number. Let's see if I can get that in there. I think you ought to be able to read that. 24, 29, 87, 57. Alright, so we got this connector here. It's the big one. Kind of put it in, fold the little cam lock back over. We got our 3 clips that's going to hold it in place. Alright, now that much is done. All we got to do is plug up the remaining wires, and then be ready to put the filter back in. Got us a brand new filter here. It's got a, oh, off the camera again. Got a dowel here, and that's going to go right here in this slot. That's your little spring, and that's your seal right there. So Alright, we're going to need to wash out this transmission pan. There's some material on the magnets here. You know, that's about average, but what you see. We're going to try to wash all this out. This is just brake clean is all it is. Alright, these magnets are pretty nasty. I'm probably just going to pull them out, wipe them off with a rag, and then rinse them. The material kind of clings to them. Oh yeah, a nasty mess. That one's good enough. We're going to wash it with the brake clean right here in just a second. And I'm not crazy about using cloth rag in a transmission, but we're going to rinse everything out anyway. Alright, we don't want any of this brake clean in the transmission or any water or anything like that. We're going to just blow this off, make sure it's good and dry. It's ready to go back up. Again, we're going to use the pry bar over here in this corner. Pry down the exhaust and just kind of ease that pan in there. No problem. Easy peasy. Just like that. Use my power tool here. Now I'm just going to run them up. I'm not tightening them. I'm just running them all up. I'm going to put every one of them in. Alright, so here you can see that I've got one mighty vac to pull the fluid out and one mighty vac to push the fluid back in. The good thing about having two is you can see exactly how much you pulled out, and I'm going to put in more than that because I lost a little bit with the filter change and sitting here dripping for, you know, an hour. So I'm going to push, and you know, if you're gonna do this, you got one that's just for transmission fluid. Only use it for new transmission fluid. Don't suck anything out. That one will suck fluid out, but you don't want to be putting bad fluid or contaminated fluid back in the transmission. So have a dedicated one to push the fluid right back up into the transmission. You'll be much better off. Now that's the only fluid you need to be using in this 8-speed transmission, right there. We'll go ahead and remote start it. You didn't remote start it, you would eventually overflow the transmission.